Grain and livestock markets closed mixed Tuesday. This is the American Ag Network. I'm Corryn with this closing market wrap-up. Grain and oilseed futures finished mostly unchanged following the USDA report, with soybeans the clear exception. Bean futures ended about a dime higher despite what traders largely viewed as a neutral report. Corn failed to respond to what appeared to be friendly numbers, while wheat finished slightly lower. The only notable change on the balance sheet came on corn, where USDA raised exports by 100 million bushels. That move was supported by the strong pace of sales and shipments so far this marketing year, though some in the trade were surprised USDA made the adjustment now rather than waiting longer. The export increase lowered corn ending stocks to 2.127 billion bushels, down from 2.227 billion last month. The average trade expectation had called for no change, and even low-end estimates were higher than USDA's final number, leaving room for discussion about whether exports could still move higher. USDA left the soybean balance sheet unchanged, with carryout holding at 350 million bushels, essentially in line with pre-report expectations. Argentina soybean production was also unchanged at 48.5 million metric tons. Brazil's soybean crop was raised to 180 million metric tons, above trade expectations and pointing to a new record crop, though the estimate remains consistent with rising private forecasts out of Brazil. Wheat futures slipped to session lows after the USDA report, pressured by large global supplies and stiff export competition, before stabilizing later in the session. Livestock futures closed lower. Lean hogs were steady to lower on profit-taking, though demand ideas continued to offer support. Live cattle and feeder cattle traded choppily but remained underpinned by a firm cash market, with cattle futures holding relatively narrow ranges late in the session. Taking a look at closing numbers, March corn unchanged at 428 3/4. March soybeans up 11 3/4 at 1122 1/2. March wheat down a half cent at 528 1/4. March Kansas City wheat up 1 3/4 at 530 1/2. March Minneapolis wheat down 2 1/4 at 568. Moving over to the livestock complex, we've got February live cattle down 20 at 239.10, March feeder cattle down 267 at 364.77, and February hogs down 25 at 86.85. Thanks for joining me for this closing market wrap-up. I'm Corryn with the American Ag Network.